Good afternoon, Henry Gross with you today, and today's devotional is called, What Can You Say? And today I'd like to start with something a little bit different. When I encounter a patient or a co-worker, it is often a time for sharing of good times, and many times, as is the nature of working in a hospital, not so good times. Working as part of the Pastoral Care department, when those tough times arise, we are expected to have words to say in those difficult situations. And I would like to share some of those experiences. Imagine yourself in those situations and ask yourself, what can I say? Keep in mind that these situations are wrought with many and diverse feelings, which you have no way of knowing exist. And yet, your words should never dismiss those feelings. What do you say? A day in the life of a pastoral care worker. Your day begins just like another day. Pray, shower, get dressed, drive to work, and so on. The first encounter is a prayer with a daily huddle group. Part of the huddle has shared the frustration with staffing and shortfalls of supplies. Situations that happen, but the frustrations need to be addressed, and the next person is you, by ending the meeting in prayer. What can you say? You have a close friend whose parent is actively dying. Your friend is on the way back to the hospital after a long previous day. You are there when the parent breathes their last, and you are left to inform your friend of their passing. What do you say? A co-worker is having a hard time, and you ask, what is going on? They share with you that their daughter has tried to commit suicide. What do you say? After seeking counseling, the co-worker is even more devastated when the counselor has said to them that it was their fault that the suicide attempt came. What do you say? You have just been to a Code Blue where a middle-aged single parent has succumbed to his illness. In the waiting room, you try to console his teenage son who is now without a father and a mother. What do you say? You encounter a young woman in the chapel who is sobbing heavily. You put your arms around them and let them know you are there for them. 5 minutes later, they share that 2 months earlier, they had been told that their father had lung cancer. But that morning, they were told their father was terminal. In their crying, they asked, God, where are you? And then they reveal that in the middle of their crying for God, that exact moment was when you put your arms around them. What do you say? You are asked to visit with a family who have lost their newborn child to a birth defect. After some time of conversation and prayer, you realize the baby is in the crib, and the mother lifts up the young body and lovingly cradles it. What do you say? Just like anyone else, the workday comes to a close. You gather your personal items and begin your drive home. You face the traffic. You greet your spouse and family, share an evening together, and before you go to bed, you reflect on your day. What can you say? In a quiet prayer, you say, Lord, thank you for allowing me to be part of your ministry. Thank you for being with those you have put in my path. Thank you, Lord, for giving me the words to say. The next day begins as all others. You remember in your humanness, you can do nothing. But with God, anything is possible. In closing, I would like to borrow from Matt Redman's song, 10,000 Reasons. It's a good reminder of our relationship with God. The sun comes up. It's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing when the evening comes.